Well, hi there, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. I'm meteorologist Matt Wintz. We are vigorously tracking this winter storm. We've been talking about it all week, and I want to bring you up to speed here in northern Ohio, exactly what we're expecting. Couple side notes, we have some construction going on in the background, so I promise I didn't have tacos last night. They're drilling and building things in the studio, so that may interrupt us a little bit, but that's okay. And you're in my workspace, which I need to clean. We're actually doing some workspace moving around too, so don't judge there. Let's talk winter storm. So right now outside, it is balmy, right? It feels like spring. Most of our snow melt is gone. And I mean, it is really fantastic outside. We've got temperatures that are close to 60 degrees in spots. A lot of us hovering in the 50s. There's a brisk south wind. We're on the warm side of the storm system, as we've been talking about. So what happens the rest of the day? Let's walk you through first before we get into the actual storm. We'll talk what happens this evening and on into tonight. So this warm air outside is going to stick with us all evening long. It's actually going to stick with us tonight. In fact, when you're going to bed tonight, temperatures are still going to be in the mid and upper 50s to near 60 degrees. So dare I say it, open up the windows. The thing that's going to change later today is we are going to increase that chance for showers. We're going to have these passing chunks of rainfall that move through with occasionally some moderate rain and then dry periods in between. Outside right now, we actually do have some drizzle and some low clouds around, and that will continue across all of northern Ohio. So we're going to increase those rainfall chances as we go through the afternoon. So it's not going to be that sunshine that we had this morning. That's gone. But the warm temperatures stick around. Tonight, warm temperatures continue. We're going to continue with on and off rain. And that, we talked about the flood threat yesterday. Michael was highlighting that. And right now, the good news is most of that snow melted yesterday and it melted last night. So we've already got all that snow, all that water from that going into runoff. So the fact that that's kind of separated from the rain that we have moving in, that could be our saving grace in terms of any big flooding event across northern Ohio. So that's some good news. I still do think we will see some flooding. I was just checking some river flood gauges, and the Tuscarawas River down near New Philadelphia is at flood stage right now. So we may have some minor flood issues down there right now. All the other rivers checking out okay, but ice jams can obviously change that in a hurry. So we talked about this afternoon, we talked about tonight, still mild passing showers. Tomorrow is when we see those big time weather changes. You're going to wake up tomorrow morning, it's going to be downright balmy outside still, but don't let that fool you. So let's get into a couple models here. I want to take you through temperatures first of all. This is the Euro model. We look at several models. I just wanted this for a visual so you're not looking at me the whole time, but you can see as we go through time, this is overnight tonight. We're talking still temps in the 50s all across northern Ohio. And then tomorrow morning, waking up, yeah, we're still in the 50s. But as we go through the latter half of the morning on through about the midday hour, so when you're getting ready to head out to lunch, that's when those big weather changes are going to occur. More than likely, we'll have rainfall outside, and then watch what happens as we get into the noon hour. Look at this difference. We're still in the 50s for Akron up towards Ashtabula, down towards New Philadelphia and Dover, but the Cleveland area is bisected during lunchtime tomorrow. In fact, we're going to have 50-degree temperatures falling to the 40s to the 30s in the matter of an hour, and then back towards Sandusky, we're almost at freezing. This is at noon tomorrow, so that kind of tells you what's happening as this cold air gushes in. Beyond that, we take you through, this is your evening rush hour tomorrow. We're talking all of northern Ohio down at freezing or below. That's how quickly this is going to happen tomorrow. Our winds are going to come out of the south in the morning, and by afternoon and evening, we're talking a very, very strong northwest wind that's going to take that temp from the upper 50s to the 40s to the 30s to the 20s, I think, by 9 o'clock tomorrow night for everybody. That's a matter of hours, a very sharp temperature drop. That's what's going to be happening tomorrow. So we haven't even talked about the precip on top of that. So we're going to have some rainfall on top of that. And as that cold air gushes into this rain tomorrow, that rain's going to change to freezing rain, some sleet, and then eventually to snow everywhere tomorrow evening. So let's talk about how much snow adds up. Now, in terms of ice, I don't think we're going to see major ice accumulations because this is going to move out so quickly. And the way the atmosphere is stacked, we're not going to have a long period of freezing rain. I think it's going to be a brief period of freezing rain, less than 1/10 of an inch or 1/10 of an inch of rain, which doesn't bring down trees and power lines, but it creates some slick surfaces. Then we go to snow. So how much snow are we thinking? Well, this is just the model's take. This is the Euro model's take on how much we're expecting through Saturday morning. I think by Saturday morning, most of the snow's winding down. So this is really a tomorrow event. Everything's going to happen from Friday morning through Friday night on into the early morning hours Saturday. But this is what the model's saying. Remember the last couple of days, we've been highlighting west of 71, perhaps 6 to 12 inches. Well, the Euro's taken things quicker, and so has the NAM. That's another model. It's moved the system out quicker, and it's moved things slightly further to the east. So we may be talking 4 to 8 inch totals of snowfall before it's all said and done, south and east of 71. Now our in-house model, I don't have that on here, that's in the Weather Center, but that's still highlighting areas north and west of 71 for perhaps 4 to 8 inches of some of our higher accumulations. So this is what I'm going to tell you. I don't like to focus on exact amounts of snowfall this early out. We're getting close to the event, I get it, but I could tell you you're going to get 12 inches, and tomorrow it's still going to change because that intensity and exact track of this low is going to change things big time. So what we're thinking now is that we're going to have rain changing to a brief period of freezing rain tomorrow, sometime between noon and about 4 p.m., and then it should change over to all snow. And that snow, depending on how much of it's sleet and snow, could add up to 4 to 8 inches. And again, depending on the location of where that snow sets up, it could be west of 71, could be east of 71, could be over 71. But right now the models are tending to favor areas south and east of 71, with still a good 3 to 5 inches north and west of 71. So ever-changing event, right? It's kind of exciting. But bottom line, what you need to know, tomorrow morning, no travel impacts whatsoever. It's still going to be warm with rain. But a lot of people have asked, hey, should we let our employees go early tomorrow? Should we cancel school tomorrow? Everything kind of falls apart as we head into the midday hour. That's lunchtime through the evening, and that's when we turn into the ice and the snow event. So just keep that in mind. Tomorrow morning, you're going to be like, where's the storm? It's still warm. It's coming. That temperature drop is really going to happen midday through late evening. And then Saturday and Sunday, I've had a couple of people reach out to me, ask if church service should be canceled on Sunday. I think church services are just fine on Sunday. So if you have plans outdoors on Sunday or, traveling, I'm not saying playing outdoors, but if you have travel plans on Saturday or Sunday, I think we'll be okay. We're going to have some ice around, but precipitation should be long gone by then. All right, Tyler's manning the camera, getting all these questions on there. What kind of questions do we have, Tyler?
Well, we got a couple. One that I saw a few times. How far south of Cleveland is the snow going to reach? I heard some people say they live in Stark County. I know Tuscarawas is pretty much the southern point of our viewing area. How far south? So
that's a great question. So this snow is going to reach all the way through the southern half of our viewing area. So if you're in Stark County, Canton, down towards Dover, New Philly, you're still going to get the snow out of this. This is not a lake effect event. This is essentially a snowstorm. It's a system that moves up where everyone stands equal chances of snow. So the way it's going to kind of work is we're going to see the snow start off towards Sandusky, Erie, Huron counties. It's going to work through Cleveland, and it's going to go all the way down towards Mansfield and Columbus. You can see the Euro model. This is snow accumulation. So we're talking accumulating snow across all of northern Ohio. It's going to go all the way down towards Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas with this same system. So if you're watching from down south, down towards Akron, Canton area, Tuscarawas County, back towards Mansfield, you're going to get snow out of this as well. And it's going to come very quickly. It's going to be really a tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night event for everybody. And I'm still thinking on the order maybe 3 to 8 inches for all of northern Ohio. Our highest amounts may start to focus down towards the south and east, though. But everyone's going to see accumulating snow out of this. And everyone's going to see some ice out of this, too. Kind of that in-between period between tomorrow morning's warmth and tomorrow night's freezing cold.
I saw one person write North Ridgeville, so Lorain County. And then I'm seeing Sandusky area too. What about west, like Lorain, Sandusky area, all that?
So Lorain, Elyria, over towards Sandusky, Norwalk area, you're all going to get on this before everyone else does. So you're going to have that cold air gushing in first. So I think starting maybe around 10 a.m. out towards Sandusky, we'll start to see that big temp drop, I think, by noon in the Cleveland area. So in Lorain County, put yourself somewhere in between. So I think late morning on through midday is when we're going to see that big temp drop, and we're going to have precipitation falling at the same time. So for you in Lorain, Elyria, out towards Sandusky, it's going to start as rain tomorrow morning. It's still going to be warm for you, but then late morning is when we see that temp drop. We still have precipitation falling, so that rain turns to freezing rain briefly. So we'll have slick surfaces, I think, by midday out west, and then by afternoon you're going to have snow as well. And again, we could add up 3, 5, 6 inches of snow, depending on where those heavy bands set up. There's going to be some breaks in the action, so we're going to see periods of heavy snow for one area, and the another area is just going to see some flurries for a time. But it's going to be a heavy, wet snow. I think we'll see the big flakes once it changes over from
Any rain mixed with snow?
There's not going to be a whole lot of rain mixing with snow. What's going to be mixing with the snow is going to be freezing rain. So what happens when you have that? We're going to have temperatures here at the surface where we are. They're going to crash to the 20s. We're going to be in the 20s, and we're going to have rain still falling. It's not going to be snow falling into that 20-degree temperature, which sounds weird, right? It's because we have warm air up above us still. That's going to kind of lag. So really interesting how it's going to work. But it's going to be an icy mess, I think, tomorrow midday.
So everybody, they're saying. For all you who are watching, asking, what about here, what about here? It's everybody. It will be everywhere is going to get hit. Last thing I'll ask, and this is for, I think, everybody as well.
Sure.
How is this going to affect commutes to and from work on both days, and also schools? I get people asking me if some schools may be called off tomorrow.
It's a great question. So this storm isn't on the scale of winter storms that we've had. This is not going to be a blockbuster event, but it's going to be an impactful event. And this could be, in my mind, and I think Betsy and Michael and Holly's mind too, this is going to be really the biggest storm we've dealt with so far this season. So stacking up against the rest, is it going to be a blockbuster? No. But is it a decent winter storm? Yes. And the key is it's going to be highly impactful. Tomorrow morning's rush hour, no issues anywhere. We're going to have rain falling, temperatures still in the 50s tomorrow morning. So you're heading to work, you're going to be like, oh, another great day. Everything starts to fall apart around midday. I think maybe 10 or 11 a.m. out towards the west, Sandusky, Lorraine down towards Mansfield, maybe noon, Cleveland noon. And what I mean by falling apart, the temperature is going to go from 50, it's going to crash into the 30s, and then we're all going to be in the 20s and teens by tomorrow night. That's how quick this cold air moves in. And the problem lies in the fact that we're going to have precipitation the whole time, so that rain's going to change to freezing rain for everyone from west to east, and then eventually it's going to change over to heavy wet snow before it exits the area by Saturday morning. So I do question maybe sending the kids to school. I think early dismissals are probably the best bet for schools and for workplaces, because if we're waiting too long and you're waiting for that temp to crash, we're all going to be driving home on ice tomorrow and then eventually snow after that. So that's my concern. I'm not a superintendent. I'm not a boss at a workplace, but my best advice is that everything's going to start to fall apart around noon tomorrow for most of us as that temperature crashes.
I can tell you we won't be sent home early.
We will be coming to work at that time. So
we're all going to have to be here bringing you the latest on this latest mess of snow.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, too, you mentioned at church services. I guarantee you those won't be canceled either.
No, I'm pretty sure church services will be okay.
I go to Our Lady of Perpetual Help in Aurora, and I can, even if it were an issue, I guarantee you Father DePrilly would not cancel
He would cancel. That's when we need the most prayers to get through the rest of the winter, right?
Amen. Gut it out.
Yeah, but guys, final advice, I think just enjoy today. We're going to have some passing showers the rest of the day, but we're going to stay in the 50s to near 60 all evening long. That's going to last tonight while you're sleeping. Open up the windows if you can. If you don't have rain coming in, open them up, freshen up that house, because the spring-like air is going to stick with us until tomorrow morning. So it really is a treat outside, despite the rain and clouds.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, and we'll be here giving updates. Betsy and I are working on a forecast in there now. We're going to talk flooding in the news at 6 tonight, the flood threat. I've got the latest river flood stages for you. Betsy's going to talk timing, impact. She's going to have all the latest model runs in her graphics as well. So make sure you tune in to the news tonight. It's a really important newscast.
All right, Matt, thank you so much.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll talk soon.